This is Markin Out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Follow on Twitter. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Marking Out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Brennan likes fisting. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. We're marking out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans.
Welcome to Markin Out, Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. This is episode 760. Make sure that you are subscribed and downloading on all platforms where you are listening to your podcast. Give us a 5-star rating to go with that 5-star frog splash. And also make sure that you give us a follow over on Instagram at MarkinOut11, on TikTok at MarkinOut, on Twitter or X at MarkinOut. Give us a like on Facebook. Buy a t-shirt, ProWrestlingTees.com/MarkinOut. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube account. In addition to that, make sure you follow me, Dave the Rave, on all social media platforms at DavidPTDPT. Follow Chris at CMSweeney85 on Instagram and Chris Sweendog over on Twitter or X. And also check out Brandon. Give him a follow at BTTG161. Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing awesome as always. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Man. What's new?
Not much. I don't think it's because of the upcoming WWE events, but I made a French onion soup inspired casserole this week. So I cooked the onions down in butter with salt and pepper. I browned the ground beef with salt, pepper, thyme, onion, and garlic powder. I added Worcestershire sauce in there. And then I mixed in Gouda, Havarti, and mozzarella cheese and some pasta water to thicken it up a little bit. And then I topped it with Swiss cheese, and it was very good.
That is a lot of dairy and cholesterol in there, it sounds.
Well,
it sounds delicious, though.
It was absolutely delicious. I don't even know if I'd be able to recreate that, but
it sounds very unique with all the different levels of cheese that you're adding in there.
It's not necessarily unique. It's just creamy. But not really super creamy.
Nice.
But yeah, it was good. How about yourself? How was your week?
My week was good. It was nice and relaxing. To my knowledge, I don't remember what I did, but I'm sure it was really relaxing. But, we had some pro wrestling taking place from Birmingham, England. Monday Night Raw. Kicking off.
Which I have to say, before, sorry to cut you off, these international shows, they did that a few months ago. I can't get enough of these international shows where I'm watching Monday Night Raw during the day instead of at night, and then I have the whole night free. I think that's what I'm very happy about this week.
Yeah, that's nice. I really can't remember what I did. But, yeah, Roman Reigns, opening segment.
Yeah, he basically
the
said...
crowd, yeah.
He said a lot is different. He doesn't have the bloodline anymore. He put Jey Uso over and said that... he said that he gave... I guess there was backlash as to why Jey Uso was in that Fatal 4-Way match at Clash in Paris. Roman Reigns gave his 2 cents as to why Jey Uso should be in that match and he shouldn't be in there. But he spoke about how he doesn't have titles, he doesn't have Paul Heyman, and then the Vision tried to find something else to take from him, that being his shoes. Paul Heyman interrupted with Bronson Reed, and he brought up how it was 5 years ago this week that he became Roman Reigns' wise man, which it's crazy that it's only 5 years. It feels much longer than that.
It's crazy how fast time flies, too, though.
Yeah, I mean, the pairing of Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns is one of the best pairings in WWE history.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It seems a lot more than 5 years. But Bronson Reed said that Clash in Paris is about respect. And I really liked the comparisons that Bronson Reed spoke about with the difference between his Samoan and Roman Reigns' Samoan. And I thought that was like a very well done part of that segment. Roman Reigns challenged him to come to the ring, and he ended up meeting Bronson Reed on the ramp, and they brawled. I don't know how I feel about that. Roman Reigns is like, come to the ring, and Bronson Reed's like, nah, I'm good. And Roman Reigns is like, well, I'll come to you then. Does that kind of make Roman Reigns? It kind of makes Roman Reigns look weak to me.
No way.
Yeah, Bronson Reed
instead of having
he refused to come and kneel to Roman Reigns.
He refused to get in the ring. He's the coward. Reed didn't get into the ring because he was a coward. And Roman Reigns said, I'm bringing the fight to you.
Well, this segment for me was way too long. But that Samoan comparison stuff I thought was really good. And the fans, doesn't matter if I thought it was way too long, fans were eating the absolute heck out of this full segment.
I know. I mean, there were moments where Roman Reigns and even Paul Heyman had trouble getting words out because the crowd was just so deafening at moments.
Yeah. Roman Reigns, he literally didn't have to say anything. And that's another topic that people were pissed off about, that the British fans were doing that Roman Reigns chant. They're like, enough of these chants, blah, blah, blah. I don't see a problem with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, oh, they like to put themselves over.
Oh, my goodness. I'm sure these people really say the same things with the Raw after WrestleMania crowds.
I assume so as well.
Yeah.
First match of Monday Night Raw.
And I'm sure if they were in the crowd, they would be joining them. Hypocrites.
I personally wouldn't be.
I would be.
I don't like chanting. I'm just not a chanter.
You also don't like the wave, though.
No,
you hate.
Literally, the only time in 2025, the only time the wave is acceptable is Sol Ruka. They did it on NXT again this week. That I'm fine with. That it makes sense. First match though, we saw Dragon Lee pick up the victory over JD McDonough. Dominic Mysterio spoke to El Grande Americano beforehand, and Finn Balor, I think he was kind of annoyed at that, but Dominic was reassuring Finn Balor on that. Balor ends up getting kicked from ringside before he even cheated in the match. And overall, I thought this was a good match. That powerbomb spot from Dragon Lee was insane.
Yeah, this was so fast-paced at moments, and I'm becoming such a big fan of Dragon Lee. Little by little. And I think that what they were doing.
How are you not already a fan of Dragon Lee?
Well, I was, but I feel like now I'm starting to see...
Dragon Lee should predate WWE.
Maybe.
It should.
I see more and more potential of him being like an actual champion there.
I mean, whether or not WWE does...
No, that's another story.
But Dominic Mysterio got involved here. AJ Styles brawled off with him. I think you would say that JD McDonough was distracted when that happened, and when JD turned back around, Dragon Lee took advantage of that. He hit his finisher, got the victory. The Judgment Day backstage argued a bit, and Dominic Mysterio suggested that since Finn Balor has history with AJ Styles, he's known him a long time. Why don't you go do something about it?
Yeah, take care of it.
So that gets set up, and then later on we see AJ Styles pick up the victory over Finn Balor. Very, very even match. Way too short. Especially for a match between both of them. This was way too short. So that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
And then Dominic Mysterio told Adam Pearce that it needs to end with AJ Styles, so it sets up a title match for the Intercontinental Championship on Monday Night Raw with Dominic Mysterio, AJ Styles. In the absolute best case scenario here, I don't know if WWE would ever do this, but my fingers are really crossed. AJ Styles beats Dominic for that championship in Paris. They'll go nuts. We remember Backlash when they were going absolutely insane for AJ Styles last year. Mm-hmm. AJ Styles wins the championship from from Dominic Mysterio, the next challenger who will take that title from AJ Styles, that being John Cena. Grand Slam champion. Intercontinental Championship. Hasn't won that yet. And then we get to see John Cena versus AJ Styles one more time.
Where would this be, though?
I do not know. There are 10 dates left, I think.
Yeah, we're kind of limited on what, like, like the 10 dates. The 10 dates, you have to figure that not all of them are going to be matches too.
It really sucks.
So it's not like we have 10 matches left.
Yeah, it sucks that that's how much we have left.
Yeah, we probably have less than 5 matches of John Cena left in total.
This tour was not long enough.
Yeah. You know? But I know, I feel like there's still so much unfinished dream matches that
like
I would
he even
like to see with John Cena.
Without even dream matches though. Cena listed AJ Styles, Dominic Mysterio, the Usos as people who he wants to face and whatnot. I don't see how you fit any of that in.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Styles winning the Intercontinental Championship would be great, and then John Cena wins the IC title. I wouldn't have him retire with the Intercontinental Championship, but you could certainly have his last match be someone like Dominic, where Dominic would take that Intercontinental Championship from him.
So would you, for his very last match? We can get to it.
I don't know.
Time.
Whether win or lose, I don't know. But
yeah,
in a perfect world, it would be somebody that would potentially be like the next big thing in pro wrestling. It could be Gunther. It could be Drew McIntyre's already up there, but like, it could be Drew McIntyre. It could be Dominic Mysterio. Dominic.
I mean, it could.
20-year veteran.
Yeah.
It could set him up big time for being the one to retire John Cena.
I mean, maybe it's MJF. Who knows?
I don't think it would be like a situation like Baron Corbin with Kurt Angle. I think it would actually elevate Dominic Mysterio further.
Mm-hmm. Imagine if it was somehow MJF if his contract was up.
I don't see it ever being anybody.
I can't.
if anything,
I keep on seeing
it's Chris
rumors
Jericho,
of Chris.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I keep on seeing rumors of Chris Jericho.
He said, "Bye, guys." I don't know.
Yeah,
you would have chuckled had you known his most recent AEW gimmick. I think, where he would just say, "Hi, guys." I should whistle.
And then what?
That was it. I said, Chris Jericho said, "Bye, guys."
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's funny. But
yeah. No, I get why that. Yeah, I get it. Next up, Kofi Kingston picked up a victory over Penta. Kofi Kingston, it's nice to see him get a victory over Penta, especially coming out of the last week Monday Night Raw. But it was good.
This was a
New Day doing
victory.
Their tactics.
Very surprising victory to me. They had some very good back and forth in the match. I liked Kofi Kingston doing that backdrop onto the commentary table. He also reversed the first Mexican Destroyer. He kicked out of the Penta driver, which I don't know if anyone else has ever done that. And then Penta went for another Mexican Destroyer. Grayson Waller got involved, distracted Penta. Kofi Kingston rips him off the top rope and then hits a Trouble in Paradise and gets that win. I thought that was a well-done way. Even I'm so done with outside interference and everything. I thought that was a well-done way to have Kofi Kingston pick up that win over Penta.
I agree. Solid win. Next up, you had Adam Pearce with Stephanie Vicaire backstage. I guess Adam Pearce laying it out there that she's actually going to have not a Clash in Paris, but in the future, they're going to announce on Monday Night Raw who she will be facing to decide who is the champion.
Yeah, he said he just needs to finalize the opponent. I don't know who it could possibly be, but if they're going to go this route, I feel like it has to be a huge name, a return, a call-up or something, a debut. I don't
Who would
necessarily.
even be a call-up?
I don't necessarily see it being.
Oh, Jordan Grace.
Any of those? Nah, I don't think so. She's still continuing with Blake Monroe, so it's very difficult to pick who.
It would be interesting if it's Jordan Grace.
It wouldn't make sense if it was Jordan Grace.
It would or wouldn't?
Wouldn't, to me at least.
Yeah.
After that, you had Becky Lynch come out, and she said she heard Nikki Bella was going to call her out, so she does what she wants. She's not going to be the one getting called out. This, to me, kind of similar with that Roman Reigns-Bronson Reed situation where Roman Reigns said, "You come here," and Bronson Reed said, "Absolutely not." And then Roman Reigns was like, "Oh, I'll go to you." Here, Becky Lynch is like, "I am absolutely not going to you. You're coming to me." And then Nikki Bella was like, "Okay, I'll come to you." Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense to me, but I'm totally fine with Roman Reigns giving into his emotions and going after him.
So Nikki showed up. Becky Lynch said that she doesn't just give out title shots, and said that I think Nikki said that she never wanted. No, Becky Lynch said that she never wanted to respect Nikki Bella. She wanted to replace Nikki Bella. I thought that was a big line.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went back and forth. I feel like it could have been much better, but it sets up Clash in Paris for a match. The Ozzy Osbourne line, that went viral.
Yeah, that Ozzy Osbourne line was not a well-liked one, you know?
I feel like it was fine.
Not a liked one at all.
It was on the line, but I think it was fine.
I wonder if they're going to appear at some point. I mean, they are pro wrestling fans, so I can't really see.
I feel like you have to
being
specify.
Yeah,
I don't think
Kelly.
Sharon Osbourne's going to do anything right now. Kelly Osbourne, maybe. I doubt it, though.
Yeah, but I can't really see Kelly being pissed off shoot style at it, knowing that they're big wrestling fans.
I don't know for them to be huge wrestling fans, though.
I think they are.
After that, Rhea Ripley picked up the victory over Roxanne Perez. Io told Rhea Ripley that they better keep their distance, and then they hugged, and all in the while Asuka was pissed off. She saw that in the background. The match itself, I liked Roxanne Perez working on Rhea Ripley's upper... what did she work on? Her knee. I completely blacked out for a second. but she was working on Rhea's knee over there. And she got the upper hand. I wish that she worked on it more, though. Because I feel like that was underutilized in the match. Like, it worked in the beginning, and then she just, stopped doing it. But Raquel Rodriguez attacked Rhea Ripley after the match. Io made the save, despite the earlier segment. And I thought we were going to see the Kabuki Warriors in that ring segment. But backstage, Asuka ends up yelling at Io. So they're gonna tear them apart. I don't know when. I don't know which side. I would have to assume Kairi Sane goes with Asuka.
Yeah.
I thought we would see Rhea Ripley and Io versus the Kabuki Warriors at Paris, but doesn't seem likely at this point.
Yeah, it's we'll see what happens with that. But
next
up you had
I said after.
Oh, after. We had a vignette of Bayley with that internal conflict that she's got going on over there. What's up with that?
Yeah, the face Bayley built her up, and I like that right off the bat because the NXT TakeOver Brooklyn footage was shown. The heel Bayley told the face Bayley to shut up, basically, And then they argued, and Bayley yelled at them to stop. This was one of the best videos I've ever seen in pro wrestling. I thought this was such a good segment. Lyra Valkyria afterwards was worried. She asked Adam Pearce about Bayley. He said he hadn't heard anything, but once he does, he'll let her know. But I am fully on board with this new character of Bayley. I'm looking forward to where it goes, and I'm really liking these vignettes.
Yeah. I think that we're on a time limit for how long it could go on for, though. I would say it has to be one more week, and then it can go.
I think it'd be really cool if since the heel side and the face side are fighting with one another. Reminds me of an old prank call I used to do to Domino's back in the day. Where I'd ask for two toppings, and I say I don't want them to fight. And they would have absolutely no idea what I was talking about. But because the two sides of Bayley are fighting, I think it would be really cool if her gear was like one half heel, one half face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we'll see that.
You should tweet it to her.
Just wouldn't see that anyway.
You should tweet it to her. See if you can influence the decision.
I don't think so. I don't think people. I would assume most wrestlers don't read their tweets.
You never know.
Main event of Monday Night Raw saw Braun Breaker pick up the victory over L.A. Knight. Roman Reigns attacked Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed before the match backstage. L.A. Knight attacked Braun Breaker before the match. And when the match actually started, Braun Breaker controlled a lot of this. And when L.A. Knight took over, Seth Rollins ran down to the ring. That distracted L.A. Knight. And he chose to chase Seth Rollins. Ran right into a spear from Braun Breaker. And then they got back in. Braun Breaker hit another spear and won. And then Seth Rollins attacked LA Knight after the match. You saw Jey Uso get involved. He gets shut down. CM Punk got involved, which it was really cool to hear the crowd singing his theme song when it was already off. But he and Seth Rollins brawled a bit, and Braun Breaker saves Seth Rollins. CM Punk ends up stepping over, when everything was said and done, stepped over LA Knight to help Jey Uso up. And that pissed LA Knight off. And then they started fighting. And Seth Rollins was happy about that. I was not expecting Jey Uso to take out CM Punk, but Jey Uso, in that moment, listened to what Roman Reigns said and said, you can't trust CM Punk.
I mean, are we going to see LA Knight align himself with Seth Rollins?
I don't know.
Can we?
That.
It's possible.
I don't know.
It's very possible.
Maybe rewind a few months ago, I would have said maybe, but now it's an I don't know.
I guess we're going to find out.
Moving back in time to NXT or WWE Heatwave, taking place in Lowell, Massachusetts this past weekend. Kicked off, Lola Vice picking up the victory over Jada Parker and Kalani Jordan to become the number one contender. This was a fast-paced match. A lot was packed into it. Like, there was never a lull in the match at all. Normally you see like a triple threat or something. Someone's on the outside. Like, where's this person at? I feel like that never really happened in this match.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that sit-out impaler DDT from Kalani Jordan to Lola Vice. I thought that was really nice.
I like that reversing of the 450 splash into that reverse submission.
Which was then, of course, reversed and then reversed back into the submission, which Jada Parker broke up with the hypnotic. And Lola Vice quickly got the pin on Jada Parker. I thought this was a very, very good match.
I agree. I thought it was solid, and I think that the three women that were in this match show exactly why you don't need someone like Jordynne Grace in NXT any longer. I feel like these women have developed so well into really solid pro wrestlers, where if Lola Vice came up to the main roster next week, I don't think anybody would really have a big issue with it.
I don't think so.
Next up, you had Dark State pick up the victory over Hank and Tank to win the NXT Tag Team Championship. Did we predict this? I think we did.
I don't think so.
I don't remember why we didn't pick Dark State.
It was Dion Lennox and Osiris Griffin. I think because Hank and Tank have been on such a tear.
They really have.
This was a bit chaotic, and I feel like the referee should have kicked the other members from ringside as soon as they got involved towards the beginning. And they kept getting involved, and it led to the end of the match, which I'm just over it.
Mm-hmm.
I really hated that ending of this match. I hate the fact that Dark State are champions and then won the championships in that way. Yeah. I'll take Matt Cardona, Brian Myers taking those titles from them.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that.
After that, Ash
By Elegance picked up the victory for the TNA Knockouts Championship, defeating JC Jane and Masha Slamovich to become the new TNA Knockouts champion. As I said before, Ash by Elegance called it.
Yeah,
called it.
Quite a surprising moment for me.
Yeah, but you did say that you considered switching over to the other side.
Yeah, but this match, unlike the opening match, I felt like there were some like lull moments. But I still very much so enjoyed this match, and Masha Slamovich is like really, really good. So for me, this match, she was a high point throughout the match. The referee at one point ends up kicking Fatal Influence from ringside after Jasmine Nix got involved. It's a triple threat. They're allowed to get involved. They're allowed to. So that doesn't make sense. But then later on, the Elegance brand got involved, and that didn't do it. The referee just let them stay.
Mm-hmm.
It led to the end of the match. What was the deal? How does Fatal Influence get kicked and not the Elegance brand?
I smell some hypocrisy happening.
Before that even took place, though, there was a knee from JC Jane to Ash by Elegance, and I thought for sure that was about to be the end of the match. Masha Slamovich ended up kicking out. But then, like I said, the Elegance brand pulled JC Jane off Masha Slamovich. The referee, I swear to God, man, I still do not understand that spot. I don't.
Yeah.
And then after that, Ash was able to pin Masha Slamovich, get that victory. It was not... I guess you could technically say that Ash by Elegance has won 16 championships in WWE. Only 15 of them were WWE titles. And I think it was...
You can definitely say that.
And I think it was really cool that after over a decade of being in WWE and not having a single, NXT-wise, any sort of title matches, certainly not at the level of the Knockouts Championship. I'm very happy that Ash by Elegance was able to have that moment and do it in NXT, where she went out to prove herself to pro wrestling with this Ash by Elegance character and gimmick and everything. And I think she very much so did that, because I'm a huge fan of the Elegance brand. I think what they've done is very, very well done.
And I think it's very... she had a title shot in WWE, but it just didn't happen, which is wild.
In a perfect world, maybe she could have been a tag team champion at that point, but...
during that time, she could have definitely even won the championship that she had the match for that night.
Mm-hmm.
That NXT event. She could have won. I think that me and you, for a long time, for me, you before me, were saying that she's improving. And then I started noticing her improvements as well. But for some reason, the fans in the crowd just never saw what she was really doing.
It's the same exact thing as Eva Marie.
Yes, I agree.
Well, not exactly 100% like Eva Marie, but because people still say to this day how Eva Marie is the worst wrestler. I literally saw a tweet today saying, "Tell me a worse female wrestler than Eva Marie. You can't. You just didn't watch when she came back."
Yeah, Eva Marie was able to draw a huge response and reaction from the crowd. That's something that a lot of pro wrestlers struggle with. She was able to pull so much from the crowd of hate.
But even before that, I mean, even without the crowd reaction, in ring wise, when she came back to WWE, she was better than she was. She was thrown on television with there was no knowledge of pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
They set her and JoJo up to fail in that moment on Total Divas.
Agreed.
And that never went away with people.
And they built up her brand so much to just not utilize her brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they really did build her up a ton with her workout and everything like that. So this way, when she was released, she was able to fly with it. But, yeah. Next up, you ended up having Blake Monroe pick up the victory over Jordan Grace. The entire match, Blake Monroe just going after Jordan Grace's injured shoulder.
I could have
being able to hit that double.
I could have used a lot less outside the ring action, though.
Mm-hmm.
They had some good spots, some good submissions from Blake Monroe. But
yeah, I always mark for a good double underhook DDT. Bang bang.
Which a lot of people are like, oh, they gave her Jon Moxley's finisher, noticing.
Oh, jeez. I didn't even think about Moxley. Give me a break.
I mean, you literally just said bang, bang, but...
Exactly. Like, yeah, automatically the person with double underhook DDT goes to Cactus.
But this match, at one point, the bottom turnbuckle pad comes off when Jordan Grace held... I don't even know what move, a catapult or something. I don't know what you would call it. Blake Monroe held onto the turnbuckle. It ripped off, the pad, I should say. And then later on, Blake Monroe did a drop toe hold into that, stomped her into it, and then, like you said, she hit the DDT to get that victory. So it does continue. We'll put a pin in that. You saw Team Canada pick up the victory over Team USA, Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele. Of course, Ethan Page and Chelsea Green getting the victory there. I popped big time for Tavion Heights' singlet. Kind of, I don't know if it's like another take of an Olympic singlet or whatnot, but Tavion Heights liked my tweet about it, me marking out over it, because it looks on the front, it's literally the 1996 Kurt Angle Olympic singlet. So I pop for that. This match sucked in the sense of the fans. The fans were great, but it sucks for the faces in the sense of the fans, I should say, because I think you go into a match where you put Tavion Heights and Tyra May Steele, two Olympic wrestlers, USA in Massachusetts, home of the Boston Tea Party. You put them up against Canadians. Not that they're. I mean, technically they're still under English gimmicks, but you put them up against them, and people are just, I guess, technically booing the faces. They were cheering the absolute heck out of Chelsea Green in this match, and they chanted Canada. I thought that was hilarious, and that changed the whole match for me.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Tyra May Steele attacking Ethan Page multiple times. Ethan Page ends up hitting a fallaway slam on Alba Fire by mistake when she got involved. And then Alba Fire ends up attacking behind the referee's back, and Chelsea Green was able to get the Unpretty Her off of that. I was completely, to me, unexpected for Team Canada to get that win. But Chelsea Green being that over with that crowd, that's just an awesome thing to hear.
I thought with Chelsea Green, it was very, very easy to see them pick up the L, but I had a feeling that they were going to win. You know, they got something special. And I hope that now that that match is done, that they don't just cut off Team Canada.
I mean, it's continuing onto NXT this week, so I think
hope they do. Imagine if they bring in like Petey Williams or someone to join them.
No.
Why? Okay, I'll let go of the TNA mark.
I mean, I don't know who else you could bring in, but
EY.
You would need another international star because Piper Niven and Alba Fire are not from Canada.
Glorious.
I mean, you do need another man, but I don't know. Bobby Roode is he not injured? He's a agent. They took him out of 2K25 for what reason? I don't know.
I don't know if he's injured or not, but it would be cool. But main event of the evening, Obafemi retaining his championship, picking up the victory over Javon Evans. Solid match, but also controversial finish. Oof.
Is it?
I mean,
I don't think it's controversial.
I don't know.
I think Javon Evans is so good, and it almost seemed like he was controlling this whole match, or at least the match more so than Obafemi was. That's surprising.
Which I was surprised at.
But
yeah,
and that's not to say that there weren't moments where Obafemi was controlling the match, but Javon very much so held his own there. At one point, the referee got knocked out, and Javon Evans, he had the match won. A new referee came out, counted 3, and then the original referee saw Obafemi's foot under the rope, waved it off. I thought that was a good spot. Referees counting referee things. Perfect.
I mean, that's the controversial, dude.
That was the controversial thing you were talking about?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's the controversy.
I thought you were talking about when Obafemi from the ring threw Javon Evans through the commentary table. Because that,
you mean
that
the
led to
IWC's
discussion.
favorite spot?
The what?
You mean the IWC's favorite spot of the match?
Right. But yeah, he got him back in the
spot.
ring, hit the power bomb, got the victory. But yeah, it's refreshing when a referee officiates and they don't look like idiots.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ricky Saints showed
true.
up and went face to face with Obafemi, which will put I mean, we don't even really need to put a pin in. He opened up NXT. And he said he wants the NXT championship. He called Obafemi out. Josh Briggs showed up instead, which makes sense. We saw a tease the other week between the two of them. And then it led to a match for the number 1 contendership. I think this segment was the best that we've heard from Ricky Saints in NXT. And then later on, we saw Ricky Saints pick up the victory over Josh Briggs to become number 1 contender. I liked Josh Briggs in this match more than I liked Ricky Saints.
Ooh. I like them both. I thought that they both shone really well, but I think that Josh Briggs
I'm not saying Ricky Saints looked like garbage or anything. But like at one point, he was on the top rope and got knocked over to where Josh Briggs was able to kick Ricky Saints right in the face. And then he followed that up by dragging him into the ring, into like landing with a backbreaker or whatever. I would say that's innovative offense, and I thought that was a dope spot. The ending of this match, I don't know, tornado DDT to put down Josh Briggs, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it has to be a little bit more to put down Josh Briggs next time.
I think it might have been a second tornado DDT. I'm not 100% sure on that, but Ricky Saints said he's coming for Obafemi, and Obafemi came out, and he said that he'll make the absolute look like absolutely mediocre. And I thought that was a really killer line. But then Dark Stage showed up and attacked, Hank and Tank made the save, which sets up an 8-man tag match, and that annoys me because you have brand new tag team champions. Why are they going into an 8-man tag match? Why not build up the tag team titles? I'll rant about this later on, too, with AEW. It makes no sense to me. Why would you have a brand new championship reign immediately follow it up with a random 8-man tag match? It annoys me.
Yeah, makes sense. Next up, you ended up having Lexis King pick up the victory over... Oh, I'm sorry. Next up, you had Kalani Jordan pick up the victory over Blake Monroe.
This was annoying,
I was very surprised.
This was an annoying-ass match. It really was, because Jordan Grace showed up. Blake Monroe ran off, and Jordan Grace chased her back out. Kalani Jordan won off of that. I think all of that's too bad.
Do you think Blake Monroe should have picked up the victory?
Listen, I know Blake Monroe beat Jordan Grace. She was bullying Jordan Grace. I wish she won that feud, and that was it. I don't need more Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe, because what's next has to be either a very dominant victory over Jordan Grace, or Jordan Grace then gets the one up, and then we get another match between the two of them.
I mean, what happens if you have that Adam Pearce brings Jordan Grace in, and this is just a bookmark of Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace?
That wouldn't make sense.
Until maybe Royal Rumble, where they finally go face to face again, and they talk about how there's unfinished business.
You're overbooking things. This is NXT.
I know.
After that match, we saw Lexis King pick up the victory over Miles Bourne in a blindfold match. The last televised blindfold match was Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes in 2020. And they had some recently on live events with Lexis King and Miles Bourne, so I figured it was coming to television. I thought it was going to be at Heatwave, but Ava actually made the announcement at Heatwave, so I thought that was, a good setup, perhaps, to draw people into watching this. And Miles Bourne, beforehand, cut a promo, told the fans to maybe help him out during the match. Cheer if he's close, I guess. And there were a lot of comedy spots in this match. I honestly think there were so many people that completely trashed this match online. I think if this match took place in AEW, it would have killed. I agree. I think 100%. An interview with Jake Hager went viral this week with Chris Van Vliet, where Jake Hager was talking about the purple hat gimmick and how in AEW he wanted to have like a thing where he could say like, I really like this hat or something, and have it be his I Am Groot, where everyone in the Jericho Appreciation Society understands what he means when he says that, like they do with Groot. And all the AEW fans, this is the worst thing I've ever... Blah, blah, blah. I guarantee you, if they did that back then, they would have lost their minds for it. They would have thought it was the best thing ever. And
they would have laughed so hard every single time that he said it. They would buy the T-shirt so fast.
And I honestly think that was a fantastic pitch. I truly, for Jake Hager to just have that one line over and over again and have them understand him 100%, I think that would have been perfect. But like I said, this match with Lexis King, what were you going to say? We're going to continue to talk about Jake Hager?
I was going to bring... I was going to bring it back to this match too. I thought that I'm totally fine with it. I understand it. And I thought that it was good that Miles Bourne was able to try to get the fans involved in the match somehow.
Yeah, I feel like that probably would have happened regardless. I feel like that we see that in these types of matches. But Lexis King accidentally poked the referee in the eyes, and when that happened, which I don't, in my mind, I guess I have to suspend my disbelief. Like, how did he know the referee wasn't looking? He lifted up the hood and then low blowed Miles Bourne and got the victory off of that. But I thought for what this match was, I thought this was good.
Agreed.
After that, we saw the Culling pick up the victory over Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray. In a perfect world, Ren Sinclair would have found Lyra Valkyria as her partner just to, like, get at Tatum Paxley. Lyra's overseas, and obviously they're not going to have Ren Sinclair and Lyra Valkyria go over the Culling there. But Kendall, I thought, was great in this match. I think it was interesting to see Izzy care more about the victory than helping Tatum. Kendall had Tatum Paxley locked in a submission, and Izzy, instead of breaking that up, she just went for that sky high and got the victory off of that. And I would have liked to see more of this match. I thought it was way too short. I thought this match could have been longer.
Maybe it will continue.
Maybe.
Yeah. Next up, you had Tyra May Steele pick up the victory over Alba Fire. It was a quick singles match, you know.
Yeah, Chelsea Green got involved, which distracted TMS. And there was a lot of chaos with that stuff with Chelsea Green. Chelsea ends up attacking her after the match. She went to slap Tavion Heights. And then Ethan Page attacked him instead. It's going to continue, and I'm going to be here for it.
Mm-hmm.
At Heatwave, Ava made the announcement that the WWE Speed Championships are coming to NXT TV. I guess the deal with Twitter is officially done. But the titles are not. The championships are not. The match times are still 3 minutes for normal matches, 5 minutes for title matches. And Ava announced that the first matches in the tournament for the Women's Championship are going to be Candice LeRae taking on Xia Brookside next week. And then Laney Reed versus Fabi Apache, I assume, will take place in 2 weeks. But I'm really excited for Candice versus Xia. Because when NXT UK closed, I really wish that Xia Brookside was in NXT. I was very disappointed when that didn't happen. And I'm a big fan of Xia Brookside. She's representing TNA in this. Fabi Apache representing AAA. Laney Reed is representing NXT, and of course Candice LeRae representing Raw and SmackDown. So I'm very much
she was on NXT.
Say that one more time.
It's been a long time since Xia Brookside's been on NXT. I feel like
she has literally never been on NXT.
Talking about time flying. When did she get released?
She's never been on NXT.
WWE. Oh, well, she was signed with the contract though. No,
she was on NXT UK.
Oh, that's what I mean. But even for NXT UK, how long has that been? Over 5 years, no?
I don't think 5 years, but it could be around that. 2022. So 3 years.
All right. But, yeah.
I think, actually, maybe 3 years to the exact date, maybe?
Yeah, no, you're right. She was released August 2022, competing in the Main Young Classic in August of 2018, NXT UK. Yeah.
Main event, saw Zaruka and Lola Vice pick up the victory over Fatal Influence. This was a good main event. Laney Reed showed up to watch Sol Ruka tease that Speed Championship tournament. We saw Fatal Influence cheat, but I wish that all the other cheating, with the chaos of this match reminded me of the Alba Fire and Tyra May Steele match. I just wish that the other cheating and interference stuff from throughout the night didn't happen to make this more meaningful.
Means something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, everyone that was interfering was actually in the match. So that's how it differed from the other one. Fallon Henley almost knocked out Jasmine Nix, and Lola Vice pushed her into Jasmine Nix. Sol Ruka hit the Soul Snatcher on Jasmine Nix, and then Lola Vice hit that back fist to Fallon Henley and got the victory there. Very, very fast ending. And like I said, it was enjoyable.
Yeah, I agree.
So that is NXT, moving over to SmackDown. It opened up with Logan Paul, and he said that the fans don't have a problem with him. They have a problem with change, and he's not a parasite like John Cena had said. He's a disruptor, and he said he brought WWE to Netflix. He brought WWE to ESPN. He's the future, and John Cena resents him for that. John Cena's outdated. And then John Cena showed up, and he said that they can't do what they do without the fans. And he said Logan is no longer an influencer. A list of top influencers came out this week, and all his boys are on the list, except Logan Paul is not on it. And John Cena wanted to show Logan Paul what respect is, so he made his way to the crowd to where the kid from Belgium was sitting. And he apologized to the kid. I think overall this segment could have been a lot shorter, but they gave us that moment with the kid from Belgium, so it was pretty cool. You had Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Chelsea Green and Alba Fire. Not happen because Chelsea Green and Alba Fire attacked Charlotte before the match, and Charlotte's knee went out. It was going to be a title match. I don't know why Chelsea Green and Alba Fire were getting a title match, but Piper Niven wasn't cleared to be there, and then this match got turned into a singles match regardless. Alexa Bliss picked up the victory over Chelsea Green. Alba Fire got involved. Alexa Bliss took her down multiple times. Chelsea reversed the Twisted Bliss. Alexa Bliss reversed the Unpretty Her. And then Chelsea Green reversed Sister Abigail DDT. And then Alexa Bliss rolled her up to get that quick pin. And then awkwardness happened. Alexa Bliss left the title in the ring and then walked all the way to the other side of the ring and waited for Alba Fire to attack her. And then Charlotte hopped down to the ring to make the save. She got taken out as well. Mia Yim picked up the victory over Kiana James in 6 seconds. I wish there was a way for both of them to win a match. I did like before the match, Wade Barrett brought up the title history for Kiana James in NXT. Kiana James, though, the match starts, went to use her bag. Mia Yim ducked it, pinned her right away. And then Julia and Kiana James attacked Mia Yim afterwards. Julia ended up stomping Mia Yim's face right on the steps. It makes sense for that match to have been that short. I just wish Kiana James could have had like a long match. I wish Kiana James could have had a win there. But at least Mia Yim has a win there. So, after that, Drew McIntyre came out, called Randy Orton out. Fans went absolutely nuts for Randy Orton. And Drew McIntyre was going through reasons why Randy could have attacked him last week. And he said that if it was because he thinks Cody is his friend, then that's not okay. And he basically called Cody Rhodes a snake. He brought up details to basically back up what he was saying. And then Randy Orton said that he didn't drop Drew McIntyre for Cody. It was because of how he feels about Drew McIntyre. Drew headbutted Randy Orton, set up for a Claymore. Randy Orton ends up ducking that and hit him with that draping DDT. Set up for an RKO, but officials came out. Security came out. Randy Orton ends up dropping security. He dropped Hurricane. I thought that spot was funny. And then Randy Orton went to punt Drew McIntyre, but Drew McIntyre rolled out of the ring and left. You had the Street Profits pick up the victory over Mello Don't Miz to become number one contenders. Street Profits earlier were interviewed. Bo Dallas interrupted. And I thought that was great. And then later on, Mello Don't Miz were talking to one another. And Carmelo Hayes was telling Miz that he needs him to not steal wins from him. And Miz is like, we're a team. And then Bo Dallas interrupted that as well, and I thought that was great. As far as the match goes, this was a great tag match. The crowd was loving it. Carmelo Hayes, somewhat early on, tagged himself in, and it led to Angelo Dawkins getting the upper hand a little bit until Miz started cheating. Carmelo also cheated when Miz was legal. I did like the constant in and out tag spot that Miz and Mello did, because the fans were going absolutely insane for Carmelo Hayes. But Montez Ford ends up reversing a skull-crushing finale. Carmelo Hayes had tagged himself in, and Montez Ford didn't realize that. He hits a frog splash on Miz. Melo hits a splash on Ford. They both end up down for a bit at one point. And then the Wyatt Six showed up, and that distracted the Miz. It allowed for the Street Profits to get the victory off of that and go to France or go to wherever in Paris to have that title match. So I think Dave and I would both pick the Wyatt Six to win that. In the main event, we saw Sami Zayn pick up the victory over Solo Sikoa to become the new United States champion, his first time being U.S. champion. I was very torn on who I thought was going to win this match, but Solo Sikoa controlled a good chunk of it. Of course, the MFTs were involved. Jimmy ran out and got shut down. Jacob Fatu ran out and at first got shut down, but he helped with Jimmy to take them out. The count after that Blue Thunder Bomb was, I thought, really good because it could have been it right there. Crowd was eating it up. Solo Sikoa hit multiple spinning solos on the commentary table to Sami Zayn. Multiple times Sami Zayn made it back in to break that 10 count. I liked Solo turning away from Sami to celebrate because he thought he was going to win via countout. And then he was, of course, disappointed when he realized that he didn't retain just then. But Solo Sikoa hits a Samoan drop. He hits the Uso splash. Sami Zayn kicks out. He goes for a Samoan spike, and Sami ducks it, rolls him up, and then hits an exploder into the corner. Solo reverses the first Helluva Kick. He went for a Samoan spike again. Sami Zayn actually gets him into the corner, hits that Helluva Kick, runs and hits another Helluva Kick, and then pins him to win that championship. So I thought overall that was a good main event. I was expecting this crowd to be a lot louder than it was. Not to say they weren't loud at all, because they were very loud. But we'll see. Maybe it's different for the premium live event, Clash in Paris, taking place in the suburbs of Paris at the Paris La Défense Arena in France. I'm sure if anything gets added, this is pre-recorded before SmackDown. So right now there's only 5 matches announced. We have Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch. I think she'll retain.
I'm going to say yes. I agree. I think that Becky Lynch is going to retain as well. Next up, a singles match. Let's just go with it. Roman Reigns taking on Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman by Bronson Reed's side. I'm going Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I'm going to say Roman Reigns as well. A good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, Sheamus versus Rusev. I'm going to say Sheamus.
I'm going to say Sheamus. Do you think that we could see some sort of
I was going to say, I think we picked the same people throughout this whole card.
It's very possible. Do you think,
honestly, Seth Rollins is going to beat CM Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight, retain the championship? John Cena is going to beat Logan Paul.
Yeah, I think Seth Rollins is going to win, and I think we're going to probably have LA Knight tease a heel turn. And then, like you said, John Cena.
I don't know if anyone's
going to show up. It would be interesting if...
In the Donnybrook match? Is that what you were going to ask before?
Yeah, I was going to say, it would be interesting to see if anybody shows up during that Donnybrook match. I feel like Sheamus versus Rusev needs something.
It'll be Del Rio.
You know? Yeah, maybe.
I hope not.
Do you think that John Cena would put over Logan Paul? Could you imagine the heat that...
I mean, it's possible.
I choose John Cena, but I'm intrigued that... I feel like John Cena would put him over on his way out. That would be huge.
And then John Cena beats AJ Styles. I want my momentum back. So I have to face the best of the best. And I need to win the Grand Slam championship.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty cool if Logan Paul beats John Cena and then John Cena's like sad, but he like knows what he has to do, and he has to challenge the best, that being AJ.
Yeah.
Who, in my head, is already Intercontinental Champion. So.
Yeah.
But that is Clash in Paris. Gonna take a quick little break, and I'll be right back here on Markin Out.
This is the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer, and you're listening to Marking Out, letting all your podcasting to the extreme.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Marking Out, episode 760. Moving back to Collision from last week, it opened up with Takahashi and Skyflight picking up the victory of the Don Callis family. I think this was an obvious win, given that Takahashi had the match with Kyle Fletcher coming up. Him being with Skyflight, not so much. I think that was kind of surprising to see Skyflight used on television. But thank God they're on TV and getting a victory. I could have used better control in this match. Ultimately, it was just a victory for Takahashi before he was going to lose to Kyle Fletcher. You had Megan Bayne pick up the victory over Isla Dawn. Great to see Isla Dawn on television again, but you had to know what kind of match this was going to be. You had to know how it was going to go. I'm glad Megan Bayne was getting a match against someone who was at least well-known. Granted, she's not known in AEW, but I think Isla Dawn is a big enough name that it's a good opponent for Megan Bayne. And I think, honestly, I think this was a big match for Megan Bayne. Especially with how the fans were treating Isla Dawn. I think they were in Scotland. So, hometown going against Megan Bayne. Like, she was on the same level with everybody else who was actually signed in AEW and actually being used on TV. I just wish this was more of an even match and less of a showcase match for Megan Bayne. You had Queen Aminata and Willow Nightingale pick up the victory over the Triangle of Madness. This was probably the best match I've seen from this group, from the Triangle of Madness, in weeks. And, I mean, even Queen Aminata and Willow Nightingale grouped in that as well. But I wish this match was longer. Tekla came out afterwards, and Willow had the upper hand up until Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne got involved. Harley Cameron ran out. She got taken out until Chris Statlander was like the ultimate save. You had Zack Sabre Jr. pick up the victory over Max Caster. This was just to get Zack Sabre Jr. on TV before he had a random match with Nigel McGuinness on the pay-per-view. Bowens ran out afterwards and attacked Max Caster, which it's absolutely bizarre to me that they turned him heel here, like officially turned him heel. Billy Gunn came out. Anthony Bowens got into his face before leaving. I don't understand why Billy Gunn cares about Max Caster. After everything Max Caster did, why does he care about him? And turning Max Caster, I don't know how the fans are behind him, but turning Anthony Bowens heel, I think that's a huge, that's a mistake to me. You had Takeshita pick up the victory over Ishii. This match, I don't think this match was needed. It was exciting, but if you take out all those horrible chops, those horrible elbows, it was exciting, but I didn't need this match. You had Big Bill pick up the victory over Mark Andrews. Definitely wasn't expecting to see Mark Andrews on TV either, so I think that was pretty cool. But he was treated like an unknown. I wish Subculture was in WWE or at least in TNA. Brian Keith came out afterwards, and Big Bill chokeslammed Mark onto chairs. You had the Gates of Agony take on and defeat the Grizzled Young Veterans, because, of course, that's what was going to happen. It was great to see Grizzled Young Veterans, but when they came to AEW, man, I thought they were going to be huge. I thought they were going to be like the next big team in AEW, and it's a shame. In a perfect world, Grizzled Young Veterans would have won this match, but they're nobodies in AEW. That's unfortunate. Main event, saw the Young Bucks pick up the victory over Paragon. Don Callis made his way out and distracted the referee while Matt Jackson tapped out. Okada ends up taking out Kyle O'Reilly. The three of them took Roderick Strong out. I think the ho-hum gimmick for the Young Bucks only works if the Young Bucks are losing. Everything else is cringe with them winning. And it's pure garbage to me. I'm beyond over it. I keep saying that. I can't say that enough. The week one, I was over it. Swerve came out afterwards, fought with the Young Bucks. Okada ends up attacking him, worked his knee. That plays into the pay-per-view, which Forbidden Door took place, the O2 Arena in the UK, London, England, I believe. Paragon, El Desperado, Yuya Uemura, and that was it. Picked up the victory over Crew and the Don Callis family. You had Gates of Agony. I didn't watch this pay-per-view, by the way. Gates of Agony, Ricochet picked up the victory over Jet Speed and Michael Oku. Triangle of Madness and Megan Bayne picked up the victory over Harley Cameron and Chris Statlander and Queen Aminata and Willow Nightingale. Jamie Hayter returned after that. No mention, zero mention of Jamie Hayter on Dynamite this week. That's a huge mistake. You had the Ops pick up the victory over the Bullet Club War Dogs to retain the titles. Edge and Christian picked up the victory over Kill Switch and Kip Sabian. Kyle Fletcher beat Takeshita to retain the championship there. Mercedes Moné beat Alex Windsor, Bozilla, and Persephone to retain the championship. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Nigel McGuinness to retain that championship. Bro Dito picked up the victory over the Hurt Business and FTR to become the new AEW Tag Team Champions. That was unexpected to me. I thought for sure Hurt Business was winning. I'm disappointed that they lost. Yeah, no, because they didn't do anything with the tag team titles. It happens every single time. Oh, a new title, a new tag team comes in, wins the titles. Hell yeah, let's have new champions. Let's have a good run. They didn't do anything with it. Yet Okada picked up the victory over Swerve to retain. Wardlow returned afterwards, took out Swerve. He joined the Don Callis family. It's a stable of mid-card talent. I don't think I've ever seen a stable with that many mid-carders in it and not a single main eventer. In AEW, Okada's not a main eventer. None of them are main eventers. It's bizarre. Toni Storm picked up the victory over Athena to retain the championship. I don't know at this point who will be the person to dethrone Toni Storm. It has to be a huge name, though. Or it has to be somebody it has to put them over big time. I really thought Athena was going to win this match. Yeah, the main event, actually the match before the main event, you had Hangman pick up the victory over MJF to retain. From what I saw from this, I saw clips. MJF won the match, referee counted 1, 2, 3, passed out. Hangman had his foot on the rope. The referee had to have seen the foot on the rope. Pivots mid-count, turns all the way around to count the 3, and then passes out. That was awful. Mark Briscoe comes out, and MJF goes to take Hangman's foot off the rope. The ref hulks up, magically comes up to a point where he could live and breathe and walk and talk. To see that MJF was about to take Hangman's foot off the rope. And then finally when Hangman goes and gets that victory, the referee looks away every single count. Possibly the worst referee in that company. People said this match was incredible. That was the worst officiating I've ever seen. That was one of the dumbest spots I've ever seen. Truly one of the dumbest spots. The main event, though, saw Kenny Omega and Ibushi with Darby Allin, Tanahashi, and Will Ospreay picking up the victory over the Death Riders, Young Bucks, Gabe Kidd. The only spot, the cage I thought was cool, by the way. It was like I guess technically like a War Games cage, but with only one ring. So there was room outside to move around. But the only spot I think I need to talk about is how absolutely disgusting that fork spot was. You have that disgusting Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy screwdriver spot. You multiply it by 1,000,000 with how disgusting and awful it was, and I still don't think you have how disgusting this spot was. That was disgusting. And then the Death Riders afterwards killed Will Ospreay, and everyone else was locked out. Nobody thought to climb the cage. Darby Allin literally just climbed a freaking mountain. Couldn't think to climb the cage. And people were like, oh, Wheeler Yuta was hitting them with a kendo stick. Marina Shafir climbs in perfectly fine. Everyone else, they couldn't do anything. It was the dumbest thing. I think, I forget who it was. One of the wrestlers ran full speed at the cage to try and break down the door. You have somebody out there, Powerhouse Hobbs can't break down the door. Samoa Joe can't break down the door. Come on. That was dumb. That was very dumb. AEW Dynamite kicked off this week. You had at the ECW Arena, FTR addressed what happened at Forbidden Door and how they lost due to an illegal partner being in the ring. And he spoke to the ref. Dax spoke to the referee who was in the match, basically called the ref a moron. I wish he would do that to all the referees in AEW. And he wanted the referee to admit that he was wrong and reverse the decision. The referee said no. It got physical. There was a weird beat where nothing was happening. Edge showed up. There was another pause where he's waiting for Christian before he does anything. And then Christian showed up from behind, took Stokely out in the ring. They brawled. We knew that garbage reunion was leading to Edge and Christian versus FTR. I think that match is going to be good. It's at All Out. Jon Moxley picked up the victory over Daniel Garcia. Who cares? Matt Menard showed up to back up Daniel Garcia against the Death Riders. Afterwards, Wheeler Yuta addressed Darby Allin's challenge to Jon Moxley, basically saying no. They cut to commercial and came back to more Wheeler Yuta, unfortunately. And he addressed how cheers do nothing in AEW. Ospreay's out, Chuck Taylor's out, Bryan Danielson's out. And then the lights went out. Hook showed up. I think it's been almost 5 months since we've seen Hook. He took out Wheeler Yuta with a new theme song. Chris Statlander and Harley Cameron picked up the victory over Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. I like this team of Harley Cameron and Chris Statlander. And I don't need to see Megan Bayne face an enhancement talent. Give me matches like this every single week, but with good officiating. You see Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne both missed moonsaults here, and that led to a double team move. That was a really interesting double team move. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that from Harley Cameron and Chris Statlander. But the match continued. Basically, at the end, Chris Statlander makes Penelope Ford tap out, gets the victory there. Megan Bayne attacked them afterwards. Willow showed up, which wasn't really necessary at that point. I think Chris Statlander and Harley Cameron had the ring. But maybe Harley Cameron reunites the two of them. You had Mercedes Moné come out and said that she's going to smash Ultimo Dragon's record. She's coming for anyone who has a title. Alex Windsor was brought up, but nothing really happened more than Mercedes dancing. I think it was kind of a wasted segment. They set up all her titles in the ring. I feel like this could have been backstage. You had the Don Callis family pick up the victory over Jet Speed and Brodito. Don Callis brought out Wardlow beforehand and then introduced his team. I wish after Brodito won the titles, they were wrestling a normal tag team match. And a normal tag team. They teased tension between Okada and Takeshita during the match. They did that at the pay-per-view as well. But they did work together. Overall, this was very, very chaotic. The tag team champions, though, why are they losing? People can say, oh, well, they didn't lose. They didn't eat the pin. They're on a losing team. They didn't win. They're not showcasing the tag team championships that were just won. Instead, it sets up a match for Ring of Honor. Why does Ring of Honor get more time than the tag team championships? That's dumb. And I feel like AEW always does that, where you have new champions and then it goes nowhere. I just spoke about that with the Hurt Business. After that, Hangman came out and he addressed MJF and the 7-day waiting period now that Tony Khan enforced for that contract that MJF won. I don't know how you can change a contract. A contract is a contract. How can you, without both parties agreeing, how do you change that? Makes zero sense to me. Don Callis showed up, said that he wants the title back. And then the lower mid-card guys from the group came out to circle Hangman. Jet Speed ran out. Rocky got a baton from Don Callis and took over for a bit. Kenny Omega showed up, made the ultimate save. Hit one of the worst V-triggers I've ever seen. After that, the Ops picked up the victory over Ricochet and the Gates of Agony to retain the tag team, the Trios Championships. The chop spot with Shibata and Bishop Khan I thought was fine. If you're going to do a spot like that, make it more similar to that. They did the ridiculous spot where the referee was focused on the outside again. Just sat there frozen. And then MVP showed up from behind, hit Ricochet. That led to the end of the match. The Hurt Business showed up afterwards and brawled with Gates of Agony. Main event saw Darby Allin pick up the victory over Claudio in a Falls Count Anywhere match. This started, I think it was outside the 2300 arena. I'm not 100% sure. But Darby ends up doing the coffin drop off of the beam. We've seen that in every single indie show ever. Another big spot was Claudio pressing Darby Allin from the ring onto the commentary table. I think it would have been more impressive if I didn't already see Obafemi do that to Javon Evans this week. But none of this match really mattered anyway because you knew Darby Allin was going to come back and win no matter how beaten down by Claudio he was. Gabe Kidd attacked Darby Allin afterwards. The Death Riders showed up. Darby Allin was somehow able to Looney Tune his way out and escape. That was the most ridiculous thing. After being beaten down like that by Claudio, there's no way you should be able to escape Gabe Kidd and Jon Moxley. It's as if he painted a giant black tunnel on a brick wall and they both ran into it. Dumb. So that's AEW Dynamite. Hey, Brandon, got any shout outs?
Why did the chicken cross the road to listen to Brandon's shoutouts? Waka waka.
Peacemaker is back for season 2 on HBO Max. I really wish all of the episodes were out because I hate waiting. But the show just continues to be very entertaining. John Cena is great in this role as Peacemaker. I can't say enough great about this show. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I watched it. Big fan of it. Definitely confusing for me, but
we did talk about that.
Yeah, we spoke about it. But the first episode very confusing to me. But I'm intrigued as Peacemaker. Big fan. I mean, I love what they're doing.
My next shout out goes to Long Story Short, which is a new animated show on Netflix. Created by the same person who did BoJack Horseman. You didn't watch that, right, on Netflix?
No.
It's not the same universe, but they share the same, feeling, I guess, and the same animation style and everything. I think it's funny, but also sad. It's heartwarming, just like BoJack Horseman was. But this follows a Jewish family across 3 decades. Ben Feldman, Angelique Cabral, Abby Jacobson, Nicole Byer, Max Greenfield, Lisa Edelstein, Paul Reiser, all star in it. Dave Franco's on it from time to time. It's 10 episodes. It's all all out now on Netflix. I hope it gets renewed for season 2. I thought this was a very well done season 1 at least. My last shout out.
Maybe I'll have to watch.
Yeah, my last shout out goes to the map that. Well, do you watch cartoons in 2025 anymore, or what?
Not really.
I do think it was well done though. But my last shout out goes to the map that leads to you, which is a romantic drama film that's out on Amazon Prime, starring Madeline Klein and KJ Apa, based on the novel by the same name. I think there could have been more than what they did have, so I understand people not liking this movie. But for what it was, I thought it was good. The main character goes on a European vacation with her 2 friends. She meets the dude, which leads to romance. I think it looks like a great film from that genre of films. I do feel like it's missing something, some depth at least, but overall, I thought it was much better than people were saying. But I would have liked more from it. So, if you're into romantic drama movies and you have Amazon Prime, check that out. I mean, if you like the 2 actors in it as well. But those are my shout-outs. Now it's time for
Our
Mark Out Moment of the Week.
That is right, our Mark Out Moment of the Week. Honestly, I feel like we could build up to yours, perhaps.
Okay, yeah, just go with all of it.
Well, I think Ava announcing that WWE Speed title being defended with the same rules I pop for, especially with TNA and AAA being involved. And like I said earlier, with Xia Brookside being on TV next week because of it, I'm a big fan of that. So definitely marked out with that. I feel like I have to mention, I didn't expect to be mentioning it on the show, but the tweet blew up, and I wasn't expecting that either, so I feel like I should mention the fact that I tweeted a tweet, breaking news, congratulating... Well, I didn't congratulate them, but it was breaking news. It was a satirical sort of tweet saying Taylor Swift, who appeared on WWE Tribute to the Troops, and Travis Kelce, a.k.a. Poppy Blanco, on Up, Up, Down, Down, brother of one-time WrestleMania participant Jason Kelce, are engaged. I wasn't expecting that many interactions at all, so that's why it's here. But congratulations to them, too.
Yeah, congratulations to them. I mean, also fun little fact, she was Jeff Jarrett's babysitter.
She babysat Jeff Jarrett, you're right, yeah. Way back when.
Yes, back in the day. Jerry Jarrett got her really, really young as a babysitter.
Really, really young.
Yeah, very young. I'm just going to go over to mine. Mine is not wrestling related, but I totally...
thought for sure yours was going to be wrestling related. That's why I built up to yours. You just showed me before.
Well, I could go with that one next, but I totally mark out for K-pop Demon Hunters.
So you do? Is that not
K-pop...
a cartoon?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean...
What do you mean? It's animated. It's a cartoon.
It's animation.
It's an anime. It's a cartoon.
Yeah, that song Golden, I can't get enough of it. I love that song Golden.
Never heard it.
I can't stop playing it to the point where I think I have got it stuck in my coworkers' minds.
And he works by himself.
Did you watch it? Yes. I have lots of mirrors. Good conversations.
That's not a show
Did you see it?
I would watch. No, I'm not into anime. The last anime I watched was probably...
Well, it's not anime.
Isn't it? I thought for sure it was anime.
No, it's a movie.
But it's an anime,
No, it's a...
What's it called? K-pop Demon Slayer?
It's a movie. It's a
K-pop
computer...
Demons Hunter.
CG... I don't know. It's
this
computerized.
Isn't anime. It's animated.
Yeah, animated.
I thought it was a cartoon. That's weird.
Nope. Negative. Yeah, it's animated, but it's all computerized.
Yeah,
definitely very catchy.
I don't think I would watch this. Is this for Adults? What's the rating on this? It's for kids.
I mean, it's the.
I don't know.
It's the most popular
maybe
thing on.
Yeah, it's like literally I see everybody talking about it and putting it over.
I mean, it's the most popular thing on Netflix.
Maybe I should watch it.
Sony totally messed up with this.
Why?
Well, apparently they sold it to Netflix for like barely nothing because they didn't expect it to blow up so much.
Wow, it's over big time. The reviews.
Yeah,
Rotten
apparently
Tomatoes,
they sold all of.
big time reviews.
Yeah, they sold all of it or whatever for I think 6 figures or something to Netflix, and not expecting it to blow up, and they put their focus in other realms, and it just took off.
I feel like, how do you not? Is it not a bunch of K-pop artists in this film as well, or?
I don't think they're actual K-pop bands.
They're just actual actors.
I think some of the musical artists maybe, but I'm not too sure. I don't think so.
It follows a K-pop
not too sure.
girl group.
You got Huntrix.
Is it like a sci-fi gimmick or sort of thing, or?
I mean, Demon Hunter. I mean, they're hunting demons.
This says a K-pop star provides the voice for the singer, so. But the actor voices are different.
Yeah.
I feel like anything with K-pop blows up, so I don't know why you would think it wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know why Sony let it go and everything. You know? Yeah, I guess the big person is this person, EJ. But I don't know if she's in a actual band. I don't know.
But your other mark out moment?
Yes, I did have another mark out moment. So I just looked it up. So the lead singer of their band, Huntrix, is not in a K-pop band, which is very surprising because her voice in Golden is really incredible.
Yeah, but it says she's
very
a K-pop
incredible
singer.
Just a song. Let's see. Not in any bands though. I don't know if she's an actual. I think she got rejected a lot. Never actually made it. Well, let's get on to it. The big mark out moment is that I ended up having to invest in something. I invested in a authentic autograph that is of the Dusty Rhodes. It is an 8x5 cut that says NWA on there. A big Dusty Rhodes autograph on there. Had to invest in it. I haven't seen anything like this before. It's very rare that you see a Dusty Rhodes autograph, period. And especially one that you can actually make out his name. Most of the cards that are the tape, I'm not a big fan of the tape to be, but Dusty Rhodes, his autographs aren't really that great on there. And this is just flat out, you can see it. So I ended up getting a Dusty Rhodes autograph, and to go alongside it, I did get a I almost said the Hitman. Bret Hitman Hart, an autograph select card from Panini, I believe it is.
Worst card company in my opinion, but
yeah, it's a card of him doing the sharpshooter, and I figured, you know what, it would be cool to have him doing the sharpshooter. If it's not him in the ring, it would be cool to have a sharpshooter one. So I added that to the collection for Mount Rushmore because to me, Bret Hart was Dusty Rhodes was ahead of my time. And having his autograph on something that was NWA related is important to me because I'm trying to get it on things that relate most important to that wrestler. And then with Bret Hart, I mean, he was a staple of my childhood. The posters, I mean, who didn't, well, besides Brandon, who didn't have a poster of Bret Hart in Canada with the hills in the background? You know, you have to have it. So, yeah, that's my mark out moment.
Well, that is the mark out moment of the week. That is episode 760. Thank you so much for checking us out. You can follow us on Twitter at Markin Out, at BTTG161 on all platforms. Chris Sweendog, CM Sweeney 85, David PTDPT on all platforms. Facebook.com/Markin Out, YouTube and Instagram Markin Out 11, ProWrestlingTees.com/Markin Out, at Markin Out on TikTok. You could rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, iHeartRadio, markinout.com, YouTube, and we wish you the best of luck
in your future endeavor.
Have a fantastic week.